My name is Mr. Anderson, and you guys are joining us on Indie Advocates to give you the only show that gives the Kickstarters about to blast off of Kickstarter their last rides. My name is Mr. Anderson, and I am the advocating voice for indie comics. And just so you know, on today's program, we're going to be talking about some amazing projects. And remember, supporting projects that are amazing and are worth a value of at least $1. That's right. $1 can help support a project. It shows support because when you back it for $1, it shows all your friends that you think it's a project worth backing, and they might follow. It attracts attention. It helps fund projects. It supports the very creators that you want to, and it creates new worlds. And if you're looking to start your own Kickstarter project, check out Kickstarter for the Independent Creator, a second edition, a practical and informative guide to crowdfunding. On today's program, we're going to be talking about White Lily issue number 2, The Gentleman issue number 1, Superscript, and Cat and Mouse number 1. We're going to jump right into it. And as always, if you guys want to find where the Kickstarters are, you can hit the Kickstarter link or Kickstarter last rights for the Kickstarters that are about to fund and blast off of the Kickstarter platform. So we're going to go right here, and you guys are seeing the background to what our site looks like. And we're going to pop up our beautiful back them before they blast off. This is Kickstarter Last Rights, issue 21, White Lilies for Gentlemen Sidekicks who play cat and mouse. And we're going to check that all out. We're going to go to the different pages and see what all that means in just a second. But first, while White Lily loads for us, we're going to play the video.
The Germans possess all points of Stalingrad west of the Volga River. Many of our male fighter squadrons have been completely eliminated. Comrade Stalin stated, "Not one step back." Combat missions begin this afternoon.
Hello, my name is Preston Poulter, and I'm telling the true story of the 2 deadliest female fighter pilots in history.
Lieutenant Litvak, I have here an official confirmation of your claim of shooting down a Junker 88. This makes you the first woman fighter pilot in world history to shoot down an enemy plane.
In this exciting issue, our heroines, Lily Litviak and Katya Budanova, will take to the skies, joining the 415th Fighter Squadron.
You picked a flower for me.
They grow here in the snow. Since you had such success in the air the last time, I thought we could use the luck. Also, we need to give our preferred call signs to Captain Baranov. Do you have any thoughts for what you would like yours to be?
Thrown into their first real battle, together, they must fight for the skies of Stalingrad. When I talk about these women to others, I find that very few people have ever heard of them before. They have accomplished so much, yet their story remains largely unknown. That's why we are asking for your support to help get our second issue to print. This comic is already complete, having been penciled by the late Lavelle Davis, inked by Diana Greenhalgh, colored by Blonde, and lettered by Troy Peters of A Larger World Studios. Our upper tier backers will enjoy the original pencilings from the first issue done by Lavelle, as well as the ink of the variant cover of issue 2. I have been pursuing this story for several years because I feel like it needs to be told. I am inspired by these women and their accomplishments, and I hope you will help us spread their story.
All right, so wow. First off, I got to say, I didn't even really know about that. So let's dive deeper. Let's figure some more stuff out. So the project in February 2018, the creative team wrapped up production of the second issue of White Lily miniseries. We're excited to bring you the next installment of the story, along with Kickstarter exclusive content. Well, let's figure out what that means. So we got this is the issue, and here's the amazing creative team headed up by Preston penciler by Lovell and Diane, who's the editor and inker. Colorist is Blonde, and letterers Troy. Sorry, that's that dyslexia getting me again. Here's the cover to White Lily, and here's your exclusive, I believe, variant cover. This is the backer exclusive one. Wonder if I actually have that one. Am I actually not backing? Oh, you know what? We tried to back this on another program, and I think I didn't do it, but I want to get that one. So let's see. How much does that one cost? Because that's what got my my attention. So, see, you'll receive a print copy of both, a signed print copy for those returning customers who want a second copy of issue 1. This is the tier for you. See, where do you get the exclusive cover? I feel like maybe I missed the exclusive cover. Oh, that's weird. I actually don't see it. Maybe they ask you later. I don't know. I'm kind of lost on that. Yeah, see, it says standard cover and standard cover. Oh, I guess this is it. You have to go to Wing Commander. I don't know if I want 2 copies, though. That's a hard one, because it's a nice cover. I have to come back and make up my mind about that, because it's intriguing. I just don't know if I want 2 copies, but that is a beautiful cover. I actually like that cover better than that one, to be honest, to be frank. So you got some stretch goals, and they're being printed with Kraken. Not a lot here, down here in the section. So let's go up here where there's some good stuff. Let's talk some rewards. In the 55 area, you can get an order of linen. You can get all the rewards of Wing Commander plus a White Lily 2 cotton t-shirt and 3 11x17 art prints of your choice. No waiting necessary. You also receive a DRM free digital copy of both issues for your enjoyment. So that's pretty cool. Delivery immediately. You get a retailer reward. You can get you receive 20 copies of issue number 2. So that's interesting. You get you get in this issue right here, you get the story. White Lily was the aviator call sign, translated from Russian, of the world's highest scoring female fighter ace, Lida Lily Litvak. Also featured is her wingman, Yekaterina Katya Budanov, who was the only other woman to earn the title of ace fighter pilot. That's interesting. Both of these incredible women flew for the Soviet Union in the war against Nazi Germany in the 1940s. Our story follows their battles both in air and on the ground. I mean, I didn't know this. The comics are awesome, because now I'm learning something. I actually did not know there were any female pilots for the Russians. Because I grew up Ukrainian, and in that area, women are, I mean, just as a heads up, on New Year's Day, the superstition is if I saw a woman on New Year's Day, I was told I was going to have a bad year because it was going to be bad luck. If that was the first stranger you saw, and it was like men had to enter the house first growing up, it was really weird and kind of on the ground of sexist. And so it's weird to hear that they did that, you know? But it's cool in the same regard that they were forward thinking like that. I don't believe in World War II any women pilots were even close to allowed to do anything in either England or America. I know America did allow some female troops under certain circumstances, but it was very rare. And usually it was operatives like spies. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. I really like this. I dig it. I like how indie comics can do things that are powerful and moving. That's White Lily for you guys. I know you guys are excited about it. I know I am too. They're already at their goal, which congratulations to them, because the last time I checked this before going away for Pittsburgh, they were just close to it. I knew they were going to make it. I'm so proud of them. I like the fact that this is going on. Please take the time to look at it and find a reason to back it. And remember, you guys can back it for as little as $4. That's right, $4 gets you to become part of the history with the DRM free digital copy of Lily White 1 and 2 delivered right to your portable device. That's right, for $4 you can get both issues. So I hope I've sold you on it. I hope to have at least inspired you to spend at least $4 instead of just one. But if you're really on the fence and you're not sure, you just want to support the idea, right here is the place you can do it. Make a pledge without a reward. It doesn't have to be $10. You can make it $1, which I'll show you right now. See? All right. I'm going to come back to this when I'm off the show, and I'm going to get myself a copy. But let's move on. Let's see what else is on the program today. Let's talk about the gentleman.
I watch it all escape their eyes. All hope, all understanding, memories of the good times evaporate from their faces. The lines and lifeless eyes now showcase a myriad of hurt, pain, heartbreak. This is the portrait I've grown accustomed to. It still breaks my own heart to read those changed faces. Not being desensitized at least helps me feel human still. Time heals all wounds, they say. But what exactly do they know? They seem to never take into account the ripple effects that happen. And not everyone is built to bounce back so quickly, unfortunately. Some people, instead of healing, find means to do something stupid.
Hi, my name is Greg Anderson Elise, and I am the writer of The Gentleman, Darkness of the Void. Spinning off from Evelu Zion's SFC Comics line, Darkness of the Void follows the character of the gentleman Oliver Solomon, in a Lovecraftian-inspired horror noir story about the haunting ghosts from the past, along with the ghosts from the forthcoming future. In his 4-part miniseries, the gentleman finds himself drawn to a mysterious woman seeking life and protection from a mysterious being of possibly supernatural origins. Unfortunately, to protect her, Oliver must succumb to his special abilities, a hereditary curse that uses his body as a key and vessel to the void, an ancient evil with the means to destroy all life as we know it. This journey will find Oliver struggling with his past, his curse, and the connection to the void. Can this mysterious woman help him? Can she be trusted? What is her connection to Oliver and the void itself? I am deeply honored to have been approached by creator Marcel Dupree. I find this character to be both a challenge and refreshing for me to write and develop, especially with the prospect of exploring and tackling Black characters in such a horror noir fantasy setting. With art by Massimiliano Beltri and Marco Pagnotta. On behalf of the whole team, we at Evelu Zion Publishing hope that you're willing to take this dark and surreal journey with us. Thank you.
And wow, right? And I really like quickly we're going to dig into, I wonder if we could, there was this great article about what inspired one of the gentleman we just heard talking about, Greg, about how he got inspired and ready for the role on our site. If you guys look it up, let me see if I can quickly find it. We had a lot of news today. We had a lot of stuff going on our site. I didn't even think to have that pulled up for now, but let me see if I can find it on the other computer. And well, let me see. It should only take a minute. Just bear with me. Because if it would be anywhere, it'd be down here towards the end. Because I updated it last night. Let me see. What do we got? All right. Let me see. It was a really cool article. It's worth the time, I promise. I don't see it, of course. Oh, no, here it is. The creative reason behind writing of the gentleman. So this is really cool. This is why I called it the creative process. So I'm going to read you in the own words. Greg Anderson Ellis, by the way, posted this. Some of the books and films that helped inspire me through the writing process for the gentleman. You may find a couple of nods or see some of the influences when you read the book. Please sure to back the book in the comment for your copy. Please be sure to back the book in the comment for your copy. Oh, he meant here's the link for it. It was in the comment section, so we took it off of Facebook. So, Beloved, The Seventh Victim, Fatale, Angel's Heart, which I've never actually seen that. It's weird because it's Mickey Rourke, Robert De Niro, Lisa Bonet. You think that'd be something that would have hit my radar. Darkness, which I think that we actually have a similar titled comic starting soon, but that one looks kind of cool. And Cat People, so that's kind of badass. We're gonna get into the Kickstarter, but how cool is that? And I love the art in this story, by the way. I'm just in awe of the light coloring and all that. They have a little preview here if you guys want, which we can just take. We'll go ahead and open it up and give a quick look at that. The Knight is featured in this, which is great. American Kingdom is an amazing book. Boston Metaphysical Society is awesome. Is Narnia is awesome. Against the World is awesome. Delia Blast is amazing. And Chase, I haven't read Chase, but it looks fantastic. The art in this is just so thrilling. And here's the creative team. There's Greg right there. Joining Greg is Massimiliano Verletter. Sorry, I know I'm getting that one wrong. And Marco Pagnotto. Amazing creative crew. And of course, Marcel Dupree is in the background here, with this being from the FFC and Evolutionine, which, by the way, you can get the Evolutionine right here. The magazine for it right here on this Kickstarter as well. It is amazing. And I love these Evolutionine brand Kickstarters. That gives you so much to look at, and the way the art is set up. It really is one of the standard bearers of creating Kickstarters. I really do appreciate the effort they put into giving you a proper Kickstarter. And there's a classified variant cover possibly coming our way. That's so cool. Of course, he is a character from FFC. For those unaware, FFC was the Super Fighting Championship League that was basically if X-Men were in the WWE. I think I'm getting that right there. And I'm just enamored by the fact that this is such a well-produced book. I really like the concept art for it. I hope it has that wrap cover. That wrap cover would be cool. Now, I think the Kickstarter itself did pretty good in telling us, but here's some preview pages. So let me give over here. Let's get over here. Let's do this one. See what we got when we do this one. Oh, no, I don't want to print. All right, let me see if I can escape out of this and go back. I think I might have opened it. Yeah, I opened it. All right. So here we go. Ooh, gun blows up in someone's hands. That can't be good. Check out another page of art. That dude looks like no joke. He must work out, no joke. All right, let's take another look at some of the art. I'm sorry, but that's amazing right there. I absolutely love that. I could go on. I could honestly go on for hours about this. We could start talking about FFC, but I am a little worried about the lightning above my head, so I do want to try to get this program in. And I think they did a great job with the video in it, and I'm congratulating them because they're almost they're close to 200% funded, which is an amazing number. So congratulations to the team. And we look forward to the next issue of The Gentleman already, and I can't wait to read this one. So we're going to move on to our next amazing Kickstarter. Sorry, we got to scroll down because I had to go up. Which is the Sidekicks software called Superscript.
Ready? Time.
Writers today have dozens of text editors to choose from, but none of them really make it easier to write for comic books. When I began writing comics, I wanted a text editor that would take care of the tedious parts of writing to let me focus on my characters and story. Superscript is just that. Superscript formats and numbers page and panel headings for you as you type, even recalculating the numbers automatically when you go back to edit. Superscript also tallies up your spoken word count per page, panel, and bubble. It auto-completes your fictional character names, and unlike web-based text editors, Superscript allows you to keep control over your own documents, to save and share however you want. But we're not quite there yet. We need your help to pay for QA testing, website development, licensing, distribution services, drawing pie charts, more testing, and then more development.
Okay, now, the first time you watch this video, I don't think everyone catches it. You guys got to feel for it. You guys got to know what it was. But here, take another moment.
Ready? Time.
Writers today have dozens of text editors to choose from, but none of them really make it easier to write for comic books. When I began writing comics, I wanted a text editor that would take care of the tedious parts of writing to let me focus on my characters and story. Superscript is just that. Superscript formats and numbers page and panel headings for you as you type, even recalculating the numbers automatically when you go back to edit. Superscript also tallies up your spoken word count per page, panel, and bubble. It auto-completes your fictional character names, and unlike web-based text editors, Superscript allows you to keep control over your own documents, save and share however you want. But we're not quite there yet. We need your help to pay for QA testing, website development, licensing, distribution services, drawing pie charts, more testing, and then more development.
Now, what do people say? If you believe in something, you put your money where your mouth is, right? That's what everyone always says. So check it out. When I talk about this, am I not logged in? Oh, see, that's why everything looks like I'm not backing it. Was wondering about that. All right. All right. So my money's where my mouth is. Here's what I got. I backed this amazing project for $100. That's a lifetime license plus featured credit. That means get a lifetime of license to Superscript, including all updates and features we haven't even thought of yet. And I also get a digital copy of Soul Survivor issue 1 and Skyline issue 1, featured backer credit on the Superscript app.com, and a lifetime license. I'm in. $100 for this? I've used this program already to start playing, and it instantly made me like really interested and really excited about writing a script. Because one of the things I hate about writing a script, and a lot of times I'll be honest with you guys, I write scripts as prose. And for those who don't know, a pro, the terminology, I'm going to let this play out for you and show you what it does. A pro is generally like just a story. It has the feeling of a written story. While a script, depending on what kind of script you have, varies. It varies. It depends. Honestly, it depends on the artist I'm writing for. I'll change up certain things. So I've worked with artists who never read the script and have written the book, and then will read the book later with the script in place, and they're kind of amazed what I've come up with. It all depends on your artist, but this will change the game for me, because as you can see, it's able to do this panel breaks. It's able to do the automatic formatting. And so for someone with dyslexia, I can tell you my life is a pain in the fucking ass with some of these things. And I do it. I don't bitch about it, honestly. You guys don't hear me cry about it, because that's not going to help anyone. That's not what I do. But something like this that can instantly change it, oh my God, am I excited. Because this is going to help me reformat. It's going to be able to make words better. I can mix this with Word. And to be honest with you, Word isn't what it used to be. I remember I used to love WordPad. WordPad was my favorite thing. I still think to this date WordPad works better than Word. And I think they got rid of it because it worked really well. And then also the fact that it was free with computers. The fact that WordPad is gone is one of the reasons I actually switched to Apple, because you don't get shit with the fucking computer anymore. You just get Windows. And I couldn't stand that. So I think this is really cool. I'm letting you guys, I hope you guys are paying attention to the screen as it shows that things change. So it has like autocomplete functions. It is definitely, if you're a writer, this could definitely be something that I would consider to be a game changer. You know, it is something that can definitely make writing a lot easier, a lot quicker too, I think. For those who might not like the term easier, because writing is never easy. I'm talking solely about the formatting, of course, because as even I can tell you, writing's never easy. I got something back from Chuck today because we're finishing the mentor search, and I was reading, and he edited everything fine. And I want to start this by saying that the editing wasn't the issue. I shit the bed. I did not. When I wrote this, I wrote it as a pro, and I could have sworn, and I might have just sent him the wrong file, to be honest with you. Every so often that happens. You look it up by the name, and maybe I didn't save it like I wanted to, but I knew I had a better version, and if it wasn't on paper, it was in my head. So then I had to actually go out and make that better version. It became up to me to change it and make it better. And some of that comes down to when I'm writing prose is I get very lost in the format and how I'm going to be doing the certain things I have to do, believe it or not. So it is, all licenses are doubled. 6 months license will be upgraded when you're, I will receive an additional seat to share. That's cool. We got to get this to 8,000 license, 8,500 guys. That means we all get more. But seriously, kidding around aside, this is something amazing for you guys if you're writers. Now, if you're an artist and you're like, well, I'm not an artist. I mean, I'm not a writer. Why would I need this? Let me explain. All artists want to be writers too. And the biggest thing I hear from artists is, well, I don't know how to set up the format. I have the idea, but it would be so hard. This will make it easier. Now, also, this is a cross-platform thing, by the way. That means that it goes from Mac to Windows. And I've already used it on Mac, and it works just fine right now. And it's still in just its beta phase. The Limited Reward Commission's portrait bundle with art from Roger Beckett are available. And here are the 2 books that you guys can get with certain rewards, all of apparently, with all rewards over $10. And also, you can get Rapid City below $0. This is a Comics Central featured Kickstarter. And that's all I have to report. I mean, if I haven't said enough to soldier, you have no soul as a writer. Or in fairness, you might just have it so down pat right now that you don't think you need this. But I'm assuring you that try it once. And here's the cool thing. It does have a free preview. That's right. You can get a trial version of it. So if you don't believe me and you're on the, like, oh, come on, Rob, could it really be that good? And I got it sent. I saw it. And this one is a rare Kickstarter I seeked out. I saw an opportunity for something grand, and I decided to look into it and go the one step further and try to figure this out. And the minute I started looking into it, and I looked into it without actually talking to anyone about it yet, because I was curious about it, because like a lot of people, I was like, sure, it's going to be so much better. It's like that other knife that you just need. And, you know, we're skeptical, and for good reason. I can tell you from my point of view, there was no reason to be skeptical with this once I was done, and I am fully backing it. And like I said, I'm putting $100 in my own money into it. So, you know, there we go. So clearly I'm not playing around. I'm excited about it. I want to be part of it, and I want you guys to be part of it, because I really do think that this is going to be a program I think we're going to see in the mainstream in about 5 years. And if I could put in for stock in this, I would put in stock. I feel like this is an Apple stock before it was known what Apple was. So you've been warned. I'm telling you, this is, if I were that Bob Kramer guy, I'd be like, this is the pick of the week, I believe is his thing. The guy who does the stock program. Sometimes I watch him because he just cracks me up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, use Google. He's this guy who does the stock market, and he's hilarious. But this is definitely a great program, and so much so I'm going to make you watch it a third time. Think of everything I just said, now watch it again.
Ready, type.
Writers today have dozens of text editors to choose from, but none of them really make it easier to write for comic books. When I began writing comics, I wanted a text editor that would take care of the tedious parts of writing to let me focus on my characters and story. Superscript is just that. Superscript formats and numbers page and panel headings for you as you type, even recalculating the numbers automatically when you go back to edit. Superscript also tallies up your spoken word count for page, panel, and bubble. It auto-completes your fictional character names, and unlike web-based text editors, Superscript allows you to keep control over your own documents, to save and share however you want. But we're not quite there yet. We need your help to pay for QA testing, website development, licensing, distribution services, growing pie charts, more testing, and then more development.
Now, of course, for a dyslexic fool like me, this is a dream come true. But for you guys, it can be a tool to rely on and to use and to make your life easier. We could talk about this all day. I certainly could. So close to being funded. It's up to you guys to make sure you guys get this funded. Because if you don't believe in it as a tool for yourself, it is certainly a tool for the community. So do me a favor. Hit that share button. Talk and call it what it is. This is a game changer. A writer. Writers. I'm a great writer. This is a game changer for writers. Look, don't pick on me. For those who don't know, this weekend I was at Pittsburgh doing a show in Three Rivers. Great show. And a kid comes up. Not a kid. He's like in his 20s. But he takes my card. He smiles. He walks by. He walks away, and he walks back like within a few seconds. He's like, "Oh, did you know you spelled advocates wrong?" And I look at it and I'm like, what are you talking about? I couldn't see it. And with my dyslexia, sometimes I'm like, I just don't see it. And he might have said indie advocates, and I might have just heard advocates. And he points out the indie, and the indie was spelled wrong. So I need programs like this, and so do you. So let's make sure that this gets funded. Let's share it with everyone we know. I'm going to send it out to the Tweetverse, the Tweeterverse. And unfortunately, because of the rain getting heavier and there is a storm coming overhead, I am going to have to move on because I do not want to miss featuring Cat and Mouse on the program. It is fully funded in just 48 hours. Amazing comic book. We're going to watch the video, and I'm going to key out on it.
Hi, and welcome to the Kickstarter for Cat and Mouse #1. My name is Roland Mann, and I'm the writer for the comic. Cat and Mouse #1 is the first of a 4-issue miniseries. First issue contains 22 pages of story and art. And while you can read more about the story below, in a nutshell, this is a crime action drama with a smattering of superheroics tossed in. It deals with an issue that's important to me, and that is the issue of human trafficking and human slavery. It's an epidemic that is often overlooked and is happening right under our noses. And while the theme is an adult one, the book is a general audience book, as we believe this is the kind of story that should be accessible to readers of any age. And we've assembled a rock star creative team too, at least on the art side. As a fun little piece of trivia, all 4 of us are Malibu Comics alum. In fact, that's how I know Dean Zachary, Mark Kalberg, and Kevin Gallagly. Collectively, we've got over 100 years of experience in our respective skills, but we're not as old as that makes us sound. If you don't remember Malibu, you'll have to look them up. But they're the company that originally published Men in Black. And if Cat and Mouse sounds familiar to you, yep, A Different Story was published in the late 80s and the early 90s by EF Graphics, and then by Malibu's Aircell. The Aircell series lasted for 18 issues and was in the Comic Shop News Top 10 Black and White comics for about half the run. Anyway, thank you for checking us out. There are lots of pledge levels, a little something for everyone. Pledge if you can. Share the heck out of this regardless. We can't do this without your help. Thanks a lot.
So I know Roland Mann. Great creator. Sorry, Siri's working in the background. Roland's a great creator. I've gotten to be with him. He's been on panels with me, so I've heard about this coming months ago, believe it or not. I'm excited it's finally here. Let's take a look at the Kickstarter. So I have actually read the original Cat and Mouse, and it was really interesting. 190 backers is the level. Let's see where we're at. 175 backers. So that's obtainable. 8 days to go. I'm excited to have this on the program. We're going to go over some little history here. So some of you might recognize the title from the comic from the 1980s and early 1990s. That was first published by EFG Graphics in color and then picked up by Malibu's Arso imprint and ran for about 2 years. That series has a dedicated fan following and some critical acclaim. That is not the story or even the same Cat and Mouse, but fans of the series will recognize several secondary characters from Volume 1, and the story is written very much with the same spirit as the original series. So that's pretty cool. So what is this story? What's the Cat and Mouse Volume 2 about? Well, let's talk about their pitch. When Brett's ex-girlfriend asks him to go to New Orleans to find her runaway sister, Bobby, he stumbles onto a human trafficking operation run by Miss Johnson, known as on the streets as the Widowmaker. Brett has to figure out a way to rescue Bobby and maybe take down the entire organization. Fresh out of the police academy, is he up to the task? Brett will seek the help of his friend Jesse, an officer from New Orleans Police Department, and will also receive help from some unusual sorts. Cat and Mouse is an action crime drama presented to you in a saddle-stitched comic book format. Cat and Mouse #1 contains 22 pages of story and art. This Kickstarter is our first of 4 issues. The cool news is that as we launch, we were nearly finished. That's right, the 4 issues are almost finished. We should actually finish by the time the campaign is complete. And, of course, we'll be posting regular updates for you to follow along as we go. And by the way, I meant the issue's almost done. 1 of 4 is almost done, not all 4 issues. The Kickstarter edition has an exclusive only wraparound cover, which is really cool. I love the exclusive stuff. We may print it as a poster include in a future comic in a pinup form, but only the people who get this cover or the backers of the Kickstarter will have it. We will only print for the number of backers, plus if extra for possible damages and for the creative team. Some assorted art. Obviously, we're not going to show you every page. After all, why would we give the story up? But here's a sneak peek of the art to tease you on how things are going to look. That's pretty cool. I like it. She looks kind of badass. Oh, as I said that, she winds up on the floor. Hello, nurse. That looks like my kind of place. And those who know me well enough will get a giggle out of that. I like it, man. I'm already in. I think I was like one of the first backers of it. I got the early bird. Well, I got the early bird because it's featuring the exclusive Kickstarter only wraparound cover. I really wanted that. And that's why I jumped on that. And actually, I can show you guys something. A little bit of an exclusive because, it's what we do on this show. We go out of our way to give you guys just not the ordinary show, but the full in-depth look. And today we added something to the program that actually had something to do with Roland that I didn't even know had to do with Roland until I was watching it. And this is a good time to actually kind of introduce. We have had some people join our ranks we were featuring their stuff, and now they're going to be coming right on to us. It's the Power Hour is going to be a collaborative effort. They're joining our site, but not losing anything on their own. We're just giving them an additional stage to sit on. And there it is. I was going to say, that sucks. That's not there. Now, obviously, we won't watch the entire thing, but there is a thing. Here we go.
Writer of Cat and Mouse. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, Roland was a very nice guy to sit down and chat with us for a little bit. And yeah, man, it was just very cool to get to meet him and hear some of his stories from his long history in the industry.
Absolutely. I mean, he goes back to Malibu Comics. He's done work in Ultraverse. He was an editor at Marvel. I mean, he's had his hands in a lot of great stuff, and it was so awesome to get to talk to him and hear about his new exciting Kickstarter that he's got going on right now, and we wanted to tell you guys all about it. But Roland beat us to the punch, and he sent us an awesome video where he's going to tell you all about it. So without any further ado, let's give him the stage and see what he's got to say about Cat and Mouse, this kind of rebirth he's got coming up.
Hey there, Power Hour of Love. Roller Man coming to you. Thanks to my good pals there who give me the opportunity to come say hi to you and invite you to come back next week when the whole team, my whole art team for Cat and Mouse, the Kickstarter we're running, which is what we're trying to promote. The whole team will join me. Dean Zachary, penciler, Barb Kalberg, inker, and Kevin Gallagly, colorist. We will all join you next week live. Hopefully can answer some fun questions for you and talk about our Kickstarter, which is heading into the, not quite the last weekend, but we're down about the last 10 days. We're fully funded. So that's exciting. And now we're just working on some fun stretch
All right,
goals.
I'm just going to push it
Star
back
Wars
and start
games
over.
ever. These
Sorry,
are
guys.
our favorite Star Wars video games ever. We've also got a short list as well of the best board games that you can actually play by yourself. Not a lot of board games like that. So, guys, we have got all. Without any further ado, let's give him the stage and see what he's got to say about Cat and Mouse, this kind of rebirth he's got coming up.
Hey there, Power Hour of Love. Roller Man coming to you. Thanks to my good pals there who give me the opportunity to come say hi to you and invite you to come back next week when the whole team, my whole art team for Cat and Mouse, the Kickstarter we're running, which is what we're trying to promote. The whole team will join me. Dean Zachary, penciler, Barb Kalberg, inker, and Kevin Gallagly, colorist. We will all join you next week live. Hopefully can answer some fun questions for you, talk about our Kickstarter, which is heading into the, not quite the last week yet, but we're down to about the last 10 days. We're fully funded. So that's exciting. And now we're just working on some fun stretch goals. The last one, of course, the last one we've got, hopefully we can make that. But the last one being an enamel pin. We've already opened up bookmarks and stickers and things like that. And I've really got my eye on that enamel pin. So y'all come help us out, help us make that stretch goal. The lowest one we've got, obviously you can just toss in some money if you don't want anything, but we'd love for everyone to at least maybe give it a shot. $4 gets you a PDF of the complete book. We'd love for you to grab it and read it. Give it a shot. If you don't know what Cat and Mouse is, Cat and Mouse, it's this kind of a reboot from series from the late 80s and early 90s. Ran with Malibu Comics, was in the top 10 black and white comics from Comic Shop News for about half of the run. Optioned by Hollywood, never went anywhere, but we still have some fun Hollywood talk. I can show you a little preview. This is not the book. This is just a little dummy copy we had printed up. We wanted to kind of get in sync with our printer.
This looks so hot.
Was,
was
good to go. So you can see it's a good looking book. We're really excited about it. For those of you who love pencil work, we do have a graphite edition, which is going to be pencils with letters. So you can see Dean's got some fantastic stuff. So looking forward to talking with you next week live on the Power Hour of Love, guys. Thanks. Rolling Men out. Hey there.
Oh, man. Absolutely, dude. We are.
Now, not only can you guys watch the Power Hour story live by going to their actual page right here, which we'll show you right now, and checking out Roland on Monday, Memorial Day. I believe it's around between 4 and 5, but I'm sure that there'll be more information here about that. But we will rebroadcast it on our website for you guys to check out and see more. These guys are great. I'm very excited that they're going to be part of our. Here we go. Well, it doesn't actually say a time, but I'm very excited that they're going to be joining us, and we're going to have their content on our site more regularly. And by having them added directly as a contributor, actually they're authors. They can write whatever they want. I've given them freedom. I think they're positive guys, and I love the fact that they support indie comics, and they've been given free reign to do whatever they feel they want with the site to help them and to help our site and to help indie comics. The lightning sounds like it's getting a little rough above. This might be a good time for us to end the program. This is going to be, unfortunately, a side effect of the summer filming of these shows. I am trying to do them later in the day because middle of the day always seem to be the worst. It just so happens that today the rain waited till the end. But usually the worst thunderstorms are between noon and 3. So summer's here. That's right. We're entering the summer. These are going to be the first Kickstarters to blast off in summer, and it looks like a great class. Let's take a look by going to our menu and going to Kickstarter Last Rights, which will show you all the Kickstarters about to blast off of Kickstarter. And remember, supporting Kickstarter only takes a single dollar. $1 can show support, attract attention, fund projects, create new worlds, and it supports creators. And if you're looking to do a Kickstarter, remember to check out on Amazon today, Kickstarter for the Independent Creator, a practical and informative guide to crowdfunding brought to us by Metal and Holling Rising, who, of course, is from the Boston Metaphysical Society fame. This week, we had White Lily, issue number 2, World War II comic book miniseries. In issue 205, our heroine enters their first combat, and Lily becomes the first woman in world history to score a confirmed kill. Jump on board and help them win the war of Kickstarter now. With, I think, just 2 days to go. It ends May 24th, so jump on that. Now, if you're a gentleman or a fan of darkness, then the gentleman darkness of the void, Alvin Sulman, a.k.a. the gentleman, finds his next case to be a tale of Lovecraftian horror. Check it out on Kickstarter now. Superscript, the comic book writer's sidekick, the first text editor built solely for writing comic books and graphic novels. Writers, meet your new sidekick and welcome to a world of easier format writing. And, of course, we had the amazing Cat and Mouse, the first of 4 issues. We can't wait for all 4 to come out. Set in the city of New Orleans, it's an action, crime, drama comic miniseries. Of course, as always, we would like to thank you guys for tuning in. But really quickly, because we have the content, check this out.
Oh, hi. I'm Joe Levetti. Welcome.
You want to know who Roland Mann is? That's how we're going to end the show today. Hopefully I see
4 choices. Let me tell you, you can have a bad day as a writer. You can have a bad day as an artist. That is part of life. I'm not saying you won't have bad days. Through bad,
Just need some money to print it, and maybe if we get some money to pay the people who did it, right, because they did it without getting paid or whatever, then I'm like,
Okay, here we go. Here's Roland talking about Kickstarter.
it's your turn.
yeah, you're okay. Awesome. I mean, the military.
To the reader or the fan or the consumer, however you want to you put it. I like to say reader because as a writer, I like to think my work is being read. Not so much, I don't use the word collector or fan, but I like the term reader because a reader is going to read the stuff that I write. So for me, it goes straight from us to the reader. They don't have to worry about the store being sold out. They don't have to worry about the distributor not carrying it. They go to the Kickstarter. They get to pledge the Kickstarter, and generally Kickstarter has some extras, some benefits. You get to see some behind the scenes stuff. You get to see things that you wouldn't if you just picked the comic up in the store. You just get the comic. Kickstarter often shows you some of that behind the scenes kind of. To me, it's kind of fun. I always like to see. I'm a big fan of pencil work, and this is just a mock-up. But one of the things I did here is show pencil work. I love comic pencils, right? And so you get to see that if you get onto the Kickstarter, you know.
Now you can watch the rest of Roland Mann being part of our panel. He was in the first 30 minutes of it. He had to get back to his table, but just such amazing information brought to us from him. By clicking the link right on the side there, we're not going to be taking that down anytime soon, I don't think. So you have plenty of time to watch it. I would like to wish everyone a happy Memorial Day coming up. We will be filming, once the thunderstorm passes, the Comic-Con Highway Road. But for these Kickstarters, time is almost up, so please don't delay. Go check them out now. If you want us to cover your Kickstarter, send us an email at indieadvocates@yahoo.com. Thanks you guys so much for tuning in, and as always, support indie comics, whether it be at a Comic-Con or on a Kickstarter. Help make indie comics come to life and create new worlds, and let's stop the fucking reboot culture. All right, guys, my name is Mr. Anderson, and I am the advocating voice for indie advocates.